Radiance by Ken Tresky. Cell phones conceived in San Jose capture Bastille Day reveries and songs sung in Francais about the birth of liberty some 200 years before this particular Moor was born in Tunisia, then exported to the Côte d'Azur, where despair lures his soul and ego due to the lack of euros, and a bonus of ostracizement that others are able to stand firm against, but that slither in his arteries like a long, thin worm that short-circuits his neural capacity for feeling brotherhood and turns him into an impulsive implosion of misunderstood loneliness that is the sad, constricting encore to the main performance of luminous hubs and spokes celebrating our collective humanism. The worm squirms and extinguishes some of our radiant pyrotechnics. Robert ran with his team, Timothy ran to catch his dreams, Victoria ran with Paulina. Sean and Brody recently ran with the Bulls and Paloma. Francois, Christian, Veronique, Mikhail ran for France, for life, for orchids, and for their generations yet to come. Fatima stood with peaceful Islam. Linda stood for breaking gender barriers. Emmanuel stood along secure frontiers. Giannis stood for simply being a boy. Zahia stood for grandmotherly joy. David stood with the sea. Nino stood with the Malagasy. Nicholas stood with California and with Nice and his fellow students that were gathered there to learn how to shape the world for all of our betterment. Grown from the soil of southern France, flowers are placed on remembrances that emerge from the silent cries of those that survived to express hope and anger and sadness and to somehow inseminate this place, this time, with love and forgiveness that will overcome the limbless invertebrates that inspire or act out with hate and fear and greed and despair, because more of us desire to run with the bulls that may threaten death, but also remind us to appreciate every breath, so that we can stand with peoples and causes in the pursuit of a justice that will break through the darkness with many personal, singular explosions that radiate out to enlighten and bring about the saving grace of acceptance and inclusion.